Yeah, I love Budapest. Budapest is great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so you have to get going, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll see you later.
Yeah,
All right,
goodbye.
bye-bye. Basically, what I'm going to show you today is me in 3 different types of situations with women. And I'm going to be acting weird. And guys are always saying to themselves, you know, how is it that I act so weird around women? And what I'm going to do today is demonstrate exactly how easy it is to act weird. Because it's not difficult. It is very easy to act weird around women. And then I'm going to shed light on how difficult it is to be natural and the insight that you already know right now that you are unaware of. That's the most valuable insight about being natural. Excuse me. Hi, I just saw you from back there, and I think you look wonderful.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes. Where are you going now?
I'm actually going to my language school.
So you don't speak the local language?
I do. So I'm from here. I'm going to get my English exam, the paper for my English exam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but what are you up to later on today?
I'm going out with my friends.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I know this is a bit strange, but I just think I better come say hello to you.
Oh, you're really kind. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love Budapest. Budapest is great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so you have to get going, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll see you later.
Yeah,
All
goodbye.
right, bye-bye. Excuse me.
Yes.
Hello. Do you speak English?
Yes.
You look classy in what you're wearing,
Thank you.
and I just wanted to say that to you.
Thank you. It's kind.
No?
Thank you.
You look very formal.
Hmm?
You look formal.
Yes,
Like-
because I'm going to the university now.
Ah.
Yeah, I have class.
You dress very old. Like you dress much like older. You're like an older woman. Like you have your life and your career together. That's how you dress.
Kinda.
You know?
But I'm not that old. I'm just 22.
Yeah, I know you're not old, but you dress like a woman who has a career together already.
Yeah.
So is this your tram?
Yes.
Okay. Well, enjoy. I'll see you. Bye. Excuse me. Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, you look beautiful.
Oh, thanks. I'm sick, so thanks.
Oh, you are sick.
Yeah.
Okay. And where are you going right
To
now?
doctors.
Ah.
Yeah. I have a bad cold, so thanks. It's nice of you.
What do you do for work?
I work in a salon. I have my own business, actually.
Ah.
So, yeah.
And what do you do? What do you do when you're not at work?
I don't know. I work. I work and I work.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you're like the person who just works all the time, but
Yeah, I kind of
Never
work all
really.
the time right now. Yeah. For instance, what are you doing here?
oh, I moved here
Okay.
and I like Hungary.
Okay.
No, Budapest.
Are you studying here?
No, I'm not studying. I might look young, but I'm much older than you probably think.
How old are you?
Well, I'm 26.
Oh my God, you're so old.
And how old are you?
I'm 26 as well.
Oh, you are, yeah.
Yeah.
How old did you think I was?
I don't know. I didn't have the time to think, so I don't know. But you told me that you are so old, so I was like, okay.
Yeah. But I think I'm young.
Yeah, you're young. You're still young.
Yeah, you're young too.
Yeah.
You're talking like you're 35. Yeah, you're young too.
Yeah. So where are you heading to?
I'm just going into the center.
All right. What are you doing?
Do you know a place called Frukala?
No.
It's like a place with fresh food and stuff.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
and
Frukala. Okay.
yes. I guess I said it wrong.
Okay. Okay. So we're going there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, enjoy your business
Thanks.
and everything. Oh, okay.
Thank
I'll see you.
Have a
Bye
nice
bye.
day.
It's focused. Let's think about the first situation. The first situation, I went up to her and I was speaking too fast. In the position when you have a lot of tension on the inside and you're nervous and you feel fearful, it is very easy to speak fast. You may be thinking to yourself, I speak fast because I'm just used to it. I speak fast because it's something that feels natural to me. But then you go, why is it that when I'm around women, I speak too fast? Because then it amps up a bit. That rise in tension, that speaking too fast, is simply because this is all you know. You're gonna hear me talk about this later when I talk about all three, that this is all you know. That's why you act weird like this, or quote unquote weird. That tension on the inside, it becomes so intense that all you can do is react to it. And one of the outcomes is speaking too fast. So when you're in front of the woman, you notice that I can't slow down. I feel like I'm all over the place. Why is it that the feeling on the inside of me is feeling like it's making me do all these things? I know that I want to slow down. I know that speaking too fast is not aiding me, but I can't control it. That's the frustration around this. It's the feeling like you can't control it. From having students, I started to see that they're speaking too fast, not because it's something primarily that they're used to. They're speaking too fast because they're afraid of silence. This is something I noticed. And that being afraid of silence ever since coming up in life, and people saying that silence is weird or silence is awkward, they developed the belief that when I'm silent, I'm weird and I'm awkward. And that's crazy because they're weird and awkward in silence, but then they're weird and awkward when they're not trying to be silent. So all they know is speaking fast. That's all they know. But in the speaking fast and in the silence, they feel awkward in both. That means that no matter what, they're gonna just feel awkward and weird is the best way to say it, walking around. They can't feel normal. And how does this relate to you? Notice times where you are speaking too fast. Notice it. Notice times where you're in front of a woman and you find yourself going like this. If you really slow down, you will find out that you're afraid of being silent. This is why you're doing that. But you're speaking fast because it's all you know. But the root fear is that you don't like silence. That's getting down to the root. And you have the choice to actually not do that. You do. And this is one of the things that I love about when I'm coaching a guy is that I give him the chance to be able to know that you don't have to speak this fast. You can speak slower. It is okay to speak slower. Being in silence is okay. He may not know that, or he probably has heard that, or he may even be in meditation or something where it's mindfulness, something. But he may have never ever understood that in relation to someone else. So I tell you, talking too fast is very easy. It is. It is all you know. So it's easy. Slowing down and being silent is the most difficult thing because it's what you don't know. The second situation. I'm speaking to the woman and I start speaking quietly. And I did a video on this before where I talked about speaking quietly and how sometimes when you're afraid of what people think around you, you'll start speaking quietly like this. It is a manifestation of that because you are at the root afraid of being influential, because when you're influential, that means that others have a more harsh reaction towards you. So I walked up to her and I was speaking quietly like this, and I'm saying things and I'm making sure that my voice don't go too high so the people around me could hear me. I'm doing this because I want it to be just me and her. I don't want people to know what I'm doing. I'm afraid of others seeing the fact that I'm speaking to her. And the way that it manifests is that the girl is just like, what's going on? Because it even feels weird to her. Your weird crouch, your weird, excuse me, I just saw you from over there. That weird tone of voice, that lowering the volume, it's even unnatural to her. You may notice that in the moment as you're doing that, the girl may be even doing like this. She's leaning in because she's trying to hear you. And you didn't see the one I did before because I was going out there and showing you. I talked to a girl before that, and when I walked up, I was like, excuse me. And she was just like that. Because she's like, okay, you want to speak to me, but then you're speaking very quietly. I can't hear you. You're in a space where you can speak as loud as you want, but you're choosing to speak at this volume. And I made it very weird on her and weird on me, because I actually didn't want to speak that low, but the fear of what others are thinking about me in the moment talking to her is so strong that it manifests in me speaking low, because I'm trying to find the most non-influential way. I'm trying to find the way where I'm the least of a nuisance to those around me, that I'm least detectable to those around me. So I tell you this. If you're going to speak low like that, get used to women feeling weird about you being there. Get used to it, because this is all you know. It is. Speaking low like this, not trying to have people hear you, it's all you know. So this is very easy. It's not hard for you to speak low like that. What's hard for you is to speak up. What's hard for you is to be influential with your voice. That's what's hard. This is why when I'm teaching a guy about voice projection and I teach him exactly where to speak from, he speaks from a different place that's more influential to those around him. So that means that he becomes more of a powerful figure. Why do you think when people speak loud, they feel like they're powerful? Why do you think that? There are actually not many of them, but why do you think people feel so powerful when they just start speaking loud and everybody around them can hear them and everybody can be influenced by them, and people around them even become small in their energy? If you really notice when somebody's speaking loud or they're angry or they're doing something where it's very intense and influential, people around them will do this. You can feel that. They'll just be like, oh my God, what's happening to this guy? Because they'll feel like he's becoming powerful. They'll feel like it's just his energy is so intense and it's intimidating. You feel that actually in the reverse. You feel like it's so intimidating, the way people are looking at you and the weirdness. It's just, even the lady as she's standing there, she's staring at me the whole time while I'm doing this video. Imagine if I was just like, so imagine guys that, you have to have this chance to be influential and to not be afraid of people around you and speak louder. Imagine if I was doing that. Imagine if I was doing that. You'll be like, what is wrong with Tony? Why is he speaking so low now? Sometimes when I'm speaking like this, yes, this is what level feels the most natural to me. This is what it feels like. But then sometimes I start speaking like this and I'm speaking louder. I'm doing that as well. You speak like that because it's very easy. It is not hard to speak like that. It's not. It's very hard to be influential and to speak up and to speak what's true for you. These are the things that's hard. So that's why the second situation was weird. That's why you feel weird in that, because it's easy to be that way. And now the third situation is me going up to a woman, and as you saw, me talking about things I don't want to talk about. This one is so painful for a woman to experience. Not like real pain, like, oh my God, but just like grinding teeth type of feeling. It's just very annoying because you come up, you want to say something to her. You want to lead the conversation in a certain direction, but you talk about things you don't even care talking about. You ask her questions that you don't want to even know the answer to. It's not leading you anywhere. You may be able to tell her a compliment, but then as conversation starts, you start going in all different directions. You're not leading anywhere. Maybe you even try to lead to the number, but in the direction getting there, you're like this, and then you get to the number. It's not on a clear track of, I want to know this woman, and I want to lead that to going on a date with her. No, it's not in that clear track. It's, so where are you from? What do you do? What do you do outside of work? And it's not leading anywhere, it's just bouncing around. When it's bouncing around like that, and you try to go for the number, or you try to, on that one I didn't go for the number, as you saw on that, I didn't go for the number on purpose because I was being uncommitted. But if you try to go for the number from that place, it will flake almost always. Almost always. Simply because you're talking about things you don't want to talk about. And that's very easy. It's very easy to do that. It is so difficult to talk about things you want to talk about. To lead her down a track with you, it's very difficult to do that. Because it requires you in the moment relaxing yourself, getting over things that probably you in the moment can't get over. It requires you knowing why you're there, having the clarity, being able to move through things that come up in the moment. That's like an old pattern. All these things are there. So it's very difficult for you to just make a clear track down to the end. It is. That's why it is very easy for you to go in there and not go down that track clearly. That's very easy. A man being unclear is the most easy thing when he's in front of a woman. It's very fucking easy. It is. Because the moment you become clear, you become aligned. The moment you become clear, you become true. Being true is the opposite of most men are when they're in front of women. They're so used to being untrue. It becomes easy for them. Very easy. That's why I showed you these three situations, because it is easy for a man to act weird. It is easy for you to act weird. For me to act weird. It is easy for me to act weird. Well, not anymore, because I've allowed myself to move the truth. But before, it was very easy for me to do that, because it was all I knew. And this whole video was about showing you that, but also letting you see that. People may say, do you want to be natural? Would you like to go out there and be natural with women? Would you like to be natural as you're going throughout your life? Naturally speak, naturally be. They may say that. But how difficult is it to actually naturally be? It takes time. It takes a willingness to constantly be up against what you know. Be up against it, because remember, who you are is outside of what you know. This is why it's so difficult. Any man who says, you know what, I can teach you in this amount of time to be natural with women. I can teach you in this amount of time to be natural in the way you're going throughout life. If someone told you that, they're lying to you. They are. Because there's no time limit that a man can become natural in this. Speaking honestly is different than being true. When someone says, I'm going to speak honestly, this is not natural. This is them trying to go down what they feel is the honest route, the truthful route. Okay, they're like, honest is to go up to this woman right here and just go tell her what I think. That's what honest is. And then they get used to doing that. But that's not being true. Being true is what naturally wants to be expressed through me when I see this woman. Sometimes it's going up and just smiling and not saying anything at all. That's being true. And it's crazy because I'll actually make a video on this because guys are unaware that there's a difference between speaking honestly and being true. I think I'm gonna make a video on this, but this is in direct alignment with why it's so hard to be natural. I enjoy being natural. I enjoy the moments when I walk up to a woman, and if you've seen in my videos, I go, I love it. And she goes, what? And I go, just the way you, something like that. Or I go, do you know, it's just something that naturally comes to me. But for me to be able to do that, it has taken me a lot of fucking time. Learning how to speak honestly is only the beginning part. That's it. That's only something to give you the chance to know what is it like when I actually just speak honestly. What is it like? That's only the beginning. But when you start to be true, when you actually are just allowing yourself to go up to a woman and you're being totally there and there's no fluctuation, there's no break in the moment when you're walking up to her and you say hello from the most natural place and something comes out of you, that takes so much fucking time. That's the in alignment with the natural. It is very difficult to be that. It is. But a man can allow himself to be trained into that. He can get past the parts of himself. He can be up against the parts of himself that wants to just be honest because he's afraid, because he's so frustrated because he's not been honest. That's, a man can learn that. He can. This is so easy for me to do now, but it wasn't easy for me to do before. It took me time to be able to do this. And for you, the greatest thing that you've come to right now in your life is the discovery that you are not natural. That is the greatest discovery that a man can come to or a person can come to. Because when you see that you are not natural, you can now lead down the path of being natural. But the person who doesn't even know it can't get there. People who have walked the route and who are walking the route now, me included, of understanding what it feels and what it means to be natural, understand the hardships of it. They understand that this is very difficult. They're not trying to sell you on the fact that this is something that's easy. That's something that you just need to start speaking honestly and quote unquote, as people try to say it now in the community, you need to start being authentic. And what they mean by being authentic is speaking honestly. That's not natural. Natural and speaking honestly are two different worlds. They are. Well, one can lead into the other. So it's not so far apart, but they are different worlds when you're living it. They're very different worlds. I don't believe in speaking honestly. I don't believe in that. I say honesty because so you can understand it, but I believe in being true. This is what I believe in. Because I know being true is the most natural thing in the moment for me. Your discovery that this thing that I'm doing right now, when I'm in front of women, it's not natural, it's your greatest discovery. Because if you feel yourself speaking too fast, you know that there's an alternative. That is the greatest discovery that you have. Many guys who are out there speaking too fast, they don't know it's an alternative to that. They don't know it. But they're so much into speaking fast that they're unaware that there's an alternative. Let's say you're somebody who, when there's people around, you go, fuck, I always speak quietly. That's the greatest discovery because now you can move towards a path of speaking normally when you're around people. When you see a woman, being able to speak normally when there's people around. And being able to be aware that right now I have the choice to speak up or to be low. Or let's say you've noticed in the third situation that you are talking to women, but you're not really talking about what you want to talk about. It's not really where you really want to take the conversation. That is great because now you can cut yourself in moments and be like, fuck, okay, I don't want to talk about this. You can even cut yourself in a moment and be like, okay, you told me that you do this for work. Like, what is it? What did you do exactly? And really go into it. Really get to know her. You can do that from the awareness of knowing that there's an alternative. I don't have to act weird, which is something I already know and something that I've been conditioned into. I can act natural. If you know that you can act natural, that's the greatest discovery that a man or person can come to. But now that you know the discovery, you now have the choice. You act weird simply because you weren't operating from choice. You were operating from unconsciousness. But now that you're conscious that you have a choice, feel free to go to the other side. It takes immense courage, but feel free to go to the other side because the other side is where everything you want lies. I thank you so much for staying with me. If you've made it this far in this video, I thank you so much for staying with me. Because this is something very important for any man who feels like I act weird in front of women. Why do I do that? This is something very important for you to know. I have to tell you that I'm coming to Berlin. I am. April 7th, I'm coming to Berlin. I have I have a seminar, and I want you to come attend. If you're somebody who feels like you have questions to ask me, that you want, because this is only Q&A. If you feel like you have questions to ask me, that it means something for you to know what these things that I'm talking about revolves around, April 7th, I'll be in Berlin. If you want to know about the seminar tickets and where to buy them, go below in the description box because I'll leave a link there. It'll be right on this Berlin seminar tickets. You can click that and find out all about it. Only 20 guys can attend. So please, if you're going to take too long to sign up, it will be filled. In the meantime, I want to also give you something. It's my free Meet to Bedroom series. It's everything from what do you do on the approach to when you're going to take her home. Click the link that's beneath the Berlin seminar tickets link and that'll take you there. Subscribe so you can follow. Share this with anybody who you feel acts weird or needs to know something about what's in this video or wants to be natural. And like I always say, who you are is valuable for that which you want in life and in relation to women. It's just realizing it. I'll talk to you tomorrow.